Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree.
Okay, we're going to start with the Skylark. We want this last 45 minutes to be about a bit more fun, a bit more about personalities, about relationships, about your own memories.
You didn't get the pubs much, did you?
Okay,
You didn't get the
I'll
pubs
kick in
much,
with
did
the
you?
Skylark. I worked at Normid
Myself, really.
when did Normid open? 76?
I think it was, yeah.
76, 75. I worked from Normid from 81. I was a student on trolleys. I went to work in the warehouse. I went to work on wines and spirits. And that's the reason for my demise. Me and a guy named Dave Collis, and actually Phil himself, actually worked with us at Christmas, which explains a lot.
It does.
I love working at Normid, and I did. But this is the booze that we came across to every dinner time. Me and a guy named Les Williams, who most of you will know from Derby Road or Chester Road, ran the petrol station. Where did you live?
Litchfield Road.
Litchfield. We used to come across here, the Skylark. Fantastic memories for me. Landlords, I'm not too sure. Where are we going? Well, Trace, are we coming round? George Olsen.
George and Mary.
George and Mary. Okay. We're over here. George and Mary. Were they the first landlords and landladies?
No, I don't think they were, no.
No.
66. Yeah.
It's in that paper, I've got it down.
See, I come into Andy Hamilton, so that's how far down the line I am.
It was original Workman's Inn, wasn't it?
Barry?
Pat, everybody.
Pat and Barry? Pat and Barry.
I can't remember.
We're looking at landlords, landladies. Can any of you remember the name of the Skylark before it was a Skylark?
Workman's Inn.
Wow, this is really good because the nickname The Rock, absolutely, I could not believe where people got the name of The Rock in. But somebody on the left-hand side, it says Workman's.
Yeah.
And Workman's is correct.
No.
Yeah, it was it.
Wrong.
Whoa, we got another saying. I'm wrong, Dave. Go on then, tell me.
Tell him, Brian.
1, 2, is that not working? Is it working, yeah?
Yeah.
It was the new Workman's Inn.
Oh, so it wasn't the Workman's, it was a new Workman's.
It was called, well, the old one was down Talke Street.
Yeah, the old one was in Coco Street, I get that.
Yeah.
But this was called
The new Workman's Inn.
the new Workman's Inn.
Yeah.
So we specific on the new Workman's. Yeah?
Looked on the windows, Dave. There was tools in there.
Yeah, tools etched in the window, which is what Decker Powell said. He said there were compasses etched in the window.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. And Workman's tools.
Working,
In
isn't it?
1969, I had my wedding reception in the banana room.
Yeah.
And I've got a photo of banana room a bit later.
That's
working,
my
Paul.
memories of that.
Okay.
My wedding reception in the banana room. In
Wow.
1969.
Wow.
That was the back one.
1969.
Banana room was the back.
Banana.
Yes.
Wedding. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it there. Okay.
The pub, they call it the going down the rock.
The Rock.
But it was the rock and roll. Because
That's right.
in the early days when the pub first got built, 1955 was it? The banana room, they used to have rock and roll bands there on a Saturday night. And kids, we used to, because you could get underneath. They got
Yeah.
steps that went down.
Yeah.
but they were, I think they were condemned because they weren't too, after a while because they weren't too safe. But you could get underneath, and as kids we used to go under there. We used to listen to all the bands. You know what I mean? On
Yeah,
Sunday
brilliant.
nights, music for free.
So the nickname The Rock was from rock and roll. Yes.
And all the Teddy Boys graffiti was
Yeah.
on the walls and that under the pub.
Oh, brilliant.
They changed the name because they thought it was too working class.
One quick thing about the space underneath the back. I think that's where a lot of people in this room may well have had the first romantic engagement.
Yes, I was just going to say.
Yeah. I can believe that. And later on we've got some photos, mate, of you and no. But I think you could be right there. I think you could be right. Okay, let's move on. I wish I knew where the Skylark got its name from.
Called the banana room. I'm wondering now.
Probably. Tracy, slow down. Okay. I am interested why they chose the name the Skylark.
Was it? I mean, when the Skylark was built, normally on there, was it?
No, it wasn't.
So, was it the fact that there was skylarks in the
was a lot of
meadow?
skylarks.
Could have been. It could have been. I'm an old romantic, and when I go back to my Clough Hall heritage, and I've 1902, when there was a balloon parachutist who used to go up in a hot air balloon, and she used to parachute out. Can't remember her name, but
Miss
she.
Maud,
Eh?
Miss Maud.
Miss somebody, yeah. But she parachuted out from the grounds of Clough Hall, and she landed exactly in this area here. And her balloon was called Skylark. So me being a romantic, think that could be the reason. I wish it was, but nobody's ever come back and said, no, you're right, Dave, and Billy Please has actually laughed at me. So hey, we'll move on. But yeah, the Skylark. Couple of Skylark pool team. I think Nick Amnett's there. Anybody remember Nick Amnett? If you're friends with Nick Amnett on Facebook, just drop him a message later and just say we've seen you from 1980, I think it was 4 or 5. Oh, we go to the mission then. These are coming up at random. So,
Do you want to talk on that?
the mission. Trace, come and collect some of the, if anybody's got any comments on the what's name boards, on the memories boards, let's collect some of them up if they've got any. But who's going to start me off on the mission? Annie, you've got memories of the mission.
Well, yes, I went to the mission.
Well done, we'll get.
What was it called before the mission?
Go on, Annie, give us your memories of the mission.
St. Martin.
I started at the mission a bit early with my friend Andrea Higson because it was there were not enough children to fill it, so she and I weren't really the right age to start, but they took us in to start school.
Yeah.
And it was just lovely because it had big pot stove, 2 rooms with big pot stoves, and in the winter you had to take your slippers and you could put your welly gogs round the pot stoves and hang your coats. There were things for you to put your jackets on to dry out. So then when you were ready to go home, you were all nice and warm. I remember that, and I can remember also coming out of there, and we were given on a Friday afternoon. We were given a cone-shaped paper bag with cocoa powder in, and apparently it's very good for children. Cocoa powder. I don't know exactly what it does, but we all got this little bag of cocoa powder, and my brother was there. He was older than me. He went to Talke Council School soon after I started, but I used to get his cocoa powder as well. Miss Pendleton was the headmistress, and she lived in Talke Pits. She lived opposite to us on the High Street. And it was
Did
just
Miss
lovely.
Pendleton have a bungalow on
Yes,
Swan
when
Bank?
she retired, she moved to on Swan Bank.
On
Yes.
Swan Bank?
Yes.
Okay.
No, she lived next to
Crown
Crown
Bank.
Bank House.
Crown Bank, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Crown
thought she
Bank.
did, yeah.
Yeah,
Which we covered in the video, so
yeah,
yeah.
Crown Bank, not Swan
Okay.
Bank. Yeah.
Anybody else on the mission? Anybody else got anything else on this? Because we got loads of hands up here.
I went
Because
there in 1948, I think.
Oh,
1948.
1948, when I was 4.
Wow.
It was a what do you call it? It was a preschool. Before you went to the infant school.
Yeah.
So it's either 48 or 49. And Miss Pendleton. She was brilliant. I remember. Thank you.
Wow.
Dave, can I?
Yeah.
right
Two
to
top
the
right.
top. You know.
I went there at
Yeah.
46.
Well, are we on, yeah?
Yeah.
To the right of this picture was the playground and the field. And I don't know if anybody remembers the air raid shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still actually there now, isn't it? Yeah, the air raid shelter. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
What my memories of the mission were being taken regularly on walks down to Finney Wood. And we used to walk down to Finney Wood, and I remember being asked what was this tree, and you know, and I remember somebody said, "Oh, it's an acorn tree," and then somebody else said, "Oh, that is an oak tree," and vividly, but we were taken down to learn the trees.
Brilliant.
What trees were there?
I have, again, it might be just a small thing on my part, but I hear people, you refer to it as Finney Wood.
Yes, always know it.
One or two refer to it as Perrott's Grumble. But,
I've never known it. I've never.
are we saying Finney Wood within the consensus within this room? Okay. Okay, I get that. Okay, anybody else on this?
What I remember about the mission is that the kids from there, once they got to, I think it was 8 years old, they then moved up to Springhead School. So we go into our fourth year at Springhead, all of a sudden we'd have about 15, 20 kids that we knew nothing about, getting dumped into our class, and they were treated as outsiders for the first year. Not getting used to them.
I can imagine.
We used to think they were a bit special.
Phil Watts has already mentioned schools. We are doing a separate one of these on schools, schools throughout the decades, so that will be coming. And I know Phil's got so many sort of memories of some of the schools, Phil. You know, you talked to me about...
Most of the people from Talke Pits would have gone to Springhead or Hilltop. And when Dave contacted me, I said about personalities, and I said the obvious ones, Ernie Ball, and all those. I said there was one lady that I remember vividly from Springhead School was, what was her name? Mrs. Williams, not Mrs. Williams, the lady who ran the class 1. Mrs. Jones. She was old when I started. And she used to live at the bottom of St Martin's Road, and she was old when I started, and that was a long time ago. That was like 1972. And then she was there for about 20 more years after that. I'm sure she was like 250 years old or something. She was like really old. And he went from her, she was lovely, and then he went to Mrs. Williamson in class 2, and she was like an ogre. Like, he went from being playing to actually learning. It felt really horrible. And then he went to, I think it was Mrs. Bailey in class 3. And then there was Mr. Sharp. I remember him, he was class 6, and he was kind of like, he was very strict. And
So
I remember I said they were personalities from the school. And the one that really stuck in my mind was Mr. Gleaves, who was the headmaster.
Yeah, brilliant.
And he was like a maths genius.
Mr. Newnes down there.
After Mr. Gleaves.
Can I just add on to the teachers at Springhead? So you go from Mrs. Bailey, went into class 4, which was a very attractive young teacher called Miss Poole, who got married while we were there, became Mrs. Airborne. In class 5, when I was there, was my uncle Peter Laws.
Yes, Peter.
Mr. Sharp,
class 6.
who was then Mr. Tapley was replaced by Mr. Sharp in class 6, and then George News, who obviously went on to become headmaster after Mr. Gleaves.
Who was
class 7.
Who was the tall guy who had class 7?
Sorry?
Who was the tall guy?
That was Mr. Newnes.
Mr. Newnes. And then there was 7A that was in the...
Yeah, because you had the class in the hall. That was the kids that come up from the mission school.
We're going to do the scouts, the guides. They're all separate ones we're going to do, but that was a quick insight into that. And I know Phil was passionate about some of the school days there. Let's go again. Okay. Who's got a story about Ernie?
Everybody.
I have.
Everybody who lived in Talke Pits.
Everybody's got a story about. I'm going to give first. I'm going to give first, Mick, because I was at Clough Hall Ski Centre. I lived on Westmoreland Avenue. I was there on the car park at the top by the ski centre. We had a campfire going. We could only afford tomato soup, co-op, tomato soup, and co-op new potatoes. And we got this going, and we got a tin of tomato soup and 12, 14 new potatoes inside the tomato soup. If you've not tried it, I guarantee you will love it. Honestly, go for it, big style. And we're there, and then Ernie turns up. And he turns up, hello? Hello, hello, hello. He never said that. But there's three of us there, and he said, what are you doing? And we got the fire going, it was this high. And he said, no. And he looked at it and said, what are you doing? And he said, tomato soup with new potatoes. And he looked at us and said, no. And he got the spoon and he had one. This is the gospel truth. He had one, new potato and tomato soup. And then he said, he clipped me on the ear. He clipped Rob Poynton on the ear and Andy Poynton, Panda, on the ear. Off you go, and we went. And we went. We came back the next morning, the bastard had eaten all this tomato soup and the new potatoes. But that was Ernie. I have got the utmost respect. I spoke to Jeanette, I spoke to his family for Ernie. We need more of them now. But who else has got a story? Mick?
I wasn't always the best behaved kid when I was younger, believe it or not.
Wow.
One time when they were building the new bungalows, Chester Close, up by the football pitch, opposite the library, myself and a couple of mates were playing around on the building sites, as you do when you're that age, you know, early corridors. And there's three of us. At that point, my old man had already left home, so I didn't have a father figure at home. And he gave us all an option, either to have a clip round the ear, or he'd go home and tell your parents.
Or both.
Well, the two lads I was with were both terrified of the dads, so they took the clip round the ear. And just to show solidarity, even though I took the clip round the ear as well. And a couple of years later, when I was about, 15, so I started drinking in the King Will when I was 14. Because when I was 14, I was a big lad. I had a moustache by the time I was 15. And we were sitting there, and Ernie come in one night, and we sat round the corner, and obviously, you know, Ruth and I just knew how old we were. He'd come round, he looked at us, he said, right, so you sit there, you can have 2 drinks, if you make any noise, cause any trouble, you're out and you don't come back again. And that was it, that was the end of it. Well, you know, as long as we behaved ourselves, it was fine.
Yeah.
And we never caused any trouble in there.
And that's how it was.
The one memory I have of Ernie Ball was you couldn't like bullshit him who you were, because he knew who you were. Yeah, mate. He knew who you were, and he knew who your father was as well. You couldn't. There was no way of saying I'm somebody else. You had to tell the truth, because you're in the world of shit if you didn't. Because he just knew everybody in the village. Well, he did. He'd clip you around the ear and then come and tell your father to do it again.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. You would not. He would clip you around there and go tell your father, and you wouldn't dare to tell your father. Yeah, absolutely. Any more on Ernie? Oh, we got one down the front.
My dad used to play cards with him in the Skylark, and he asked me, Dad, if I want permission, give me a good hiding.
She's behind you.
Well, I don't need a mic, I've got a big mouth. My dad used to play cards with him in the Skylark, and he asked me, Dad, one night, he said, have I got permission, Belter? And he said, yeah, and he did. Every time he called us, because he always used to come up Bottom Park, and he did, he'd hit us. Girls Don't matter whether you're a male or female.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He was a
Swearing.
legend. I've said...
Everybody's got respect for him.
Yeah, yeah. We've got this lady here on the left. I will say why Tracy's going around there. When we did K19, the community group, which me and Tracy are part of, we put a survey out there, some of you know this, about the top 20 memorable people in Kidsgrove and surrounding areas that you would rank. So people were thinking that it was going to be Jack Beachy, it was going to be Mavis Lynch, it was going to be political, Johnny Cook, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't. Number one was Lenny Hackett. But it was, you remember with admiration. You know, it was like, it was Nurse Webb who delivered 2000 on the old miners estate. It was Ernie Ball was number 3. And you think about it, that's the memories that we've got of individuals that have made an impact on our lives. Yeah, I'd say it. You know, we're not looking at politicians, we're not looking at council leaders, we're looking, the fondest memories are these people.
Did anybody ever get in the boxing gym with Ernie?
Yeah, nobody would ever get in. Did you?
I know Paul Biffle, you know, he's
wow.
son-in-law, he says, great idea, let's go to the boxing gym with Ernie.
Did you win?
Oh, I learned how to get hit.
Okay, we got a question here.
That's really what I was just going to say. How Ernie was into the youth, because didn't he start a boxing club in Silverdale?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And he was... I've never, ever, in all my research, heard anybody have a bad word against Ernie Ball.
I've got one.
Well, you could have. But, go on then. Tracy, this lady's got a bad word against Ernie Ball. She's going to get beat up afterwards on the car park, but don't worry about that.
As a girl growing up in Queen Street, my father hit my mother, and it was reported to Ernie Ball, and he did nothing about it. So I have no respect for Ernie Ball.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. We will... I'll take that on board. I will, because I've not heard anything detrimental to Ernie in the past, but that speaks volumes. But, yeah, we'll move on. We will move on.
UK police boxing champion.
He's what?
UK police boxing champion.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so intrigued with Nurse Wrigley. I am so intrigued with it. Because, if I'm honest, I'm closest to Nurse Webb in Kidsgrove. And Nurse Webb, she finished number 2 in our canvassing of the most respected individuals in 2023, whenever it was. Tell me about Nurse Wrigley.
She delivered me.
She delivered you? She delivered you? She probably... There's hands going up everywhere. She delivered all of it.
I'll tell them about the dogs in a bit. Let them carry on talking.
Fanny Deakin's Hospital, that's where I was delivered actually, but it wasn't with her. Let's go for the first conversation on my right.
Just push it up a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to tell you a tale about Nurse Wrigley. Nurse Wrigley, I can tell you the tale. I was born at Harecastle Farm, and unfortunately was stuffed straight under the bed because Nurse Wrigley hadn't made it. It was snowing, and she was very late getting there, and they thought I'd had it. And my mother was, you know, the grandmother put me under the bed and thought that's it. Nurse Wrigley turned up, put me out, and held me up like they do with lambs, and gave me a good thumping down my back and whatever. And I started crying. So, thanks to Nurse Wrigley, I'm 82 years later, I'm sitting here talking to you.
Wow.
Marvellous lady.
Wow. Absolutely brilliant. Anybody else for Nurse Wrigley? We got on left hand side, Mr. Dean. People talk about her dogs, people talk about her hygiene, people talk about her car. Mr. Dean.
She was the knit nurse at Hillstop School. And used to come there with an old Austin A40 car. So I don't know if you remember, you know what the knit nurse was. But they used to come and comb the knits, or supposedly if anybody got knits, she was there with like a comb and some disinfectant. She used to comb all the kids' hairs and then do that. And then, I don't know how often she came, but it seemed fairly regularly when I was at Hilltop.
Right, okay.
That's when he had hair.
I was just going to say.
He must have had the knit nurse, but I don't know what's happened to him.
Bald now. I don't know what was in that tray.
I think that's what happened all them years ago.
It worked wonders. Anybody else got anything on this Wrigley?
I was delivered.
To Tom?
Tom? Is that better?
And I think she did the injections as well, Dave. I think. When you had polio and stuff, I think she did them as well.
Try.
You turn that one
Too
off.
close together.
Touch it.
Too close.
Should I try? One, two. No.
They're too close
Is that
together.
okay?
One, two.
Yeah, I was delivered by Nurse Wrigley, as two sisters were. But I don't know if anyone knows or remembers Harold Deakin. But Harold told me a story that I don't know whether it's a relative or friend or whatever, but she was due to have a baby. Nurse Ridley arrived in a blue Mini with the two corgis. The first question she asked was, "Is it okay if the corgis sit on the bed?"
Still on? Yeah.
I've heard one or two stories about her. And again, her and Nurse Webb, it looks like she controlled Talke Pits, and certainly Nurse Webb was the kids' grave midwife. But yeah, there she is. Okay.
Did you live somewhere near where the cross is?
Yeah, that's what they said. She was.
Lived in Monument Road.
Yeah, the health centre was opposite the Swan, where Talke Cross was. People have said that in lots and lots of commentary. I don't know whether it's true, but I've got nods from a few of these guys. Okay, let's go to the next one. Alright, okay. Here we are. Phil, let's have a look at this. This is 1945, and we're going to show you the developments of the estate. I'm talking Chester Road, I'm talking Monument, I'm talking that estate above the High Street. The blue line is the A34. The orange circle is showing where the development was going to be taking place. So let's have a look. So from 1945, there's no houses there. 1953, Paul, Brian, if you want to jump in at any one point, we can see how
Got no mic, have we?
it's building. Phil, where were you? Which road were you on?
That's not built then, that's 53. If you go to the next one, which is 60, this is 62.
So that's 1960s.
Yeah. You'll see St Martin's coming around parallel to the A34. And you've got, as you get to the bottom, then you've got Kingsley Road goes up again, parallel to the A34, and then you've got Oldale
Drop the
Close.
mic, mate. Drop the mic.
I don't think they're working.
Are they?
You want some?
Not working. You guys?
I think, are they working? No, I'm just shouting. The top is St Martin's Road. Top of St Martin's Road goes around the top, and then you've got Bevan, and then Ashenoff around, and then Crown Bank is that triangular shape.
Yeah.
Then coming down, you've got Kingsley Road, and at the bottom right, you've got St Martin's, Kingsley, and then going opposite that, it's still under development, is Talke Close, where I was born, where my parents lived, and then you've got Lodge Road, and then Bevan above that, which were the old council estates.
So you were born
in the house.
In Target?
In Target, number 13.
Born in Talke Close?
Yeah.
You were born there?
I was actually born in
That's
68.
quite late.
1968 I was
Quite
born.
late to be born.
68.
Yeah.
Okay, in 71 we're growing further and further with the estates. And then we look at 1989, how much we've grown. The blue line's still the A34. We can see exactly how the estates have grown. Have you got any questions on that? Any?
71, you can just see Century Oils. There's only Century Oils on the Jamish estate.
78. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in the...
Century Oils. Which is Century Oils, mate?
On the left.
On the left, just below the centre.
Oh, wow.
Those silo things.
Wow. Okay. Okay. We're going to move on to Normid.
It's a good shot.
If anybody recognises any of these, please shout. These are 4 of my favourite people ever. My mum worked at Normid, I worked at Normid. We've got Jenny Edge, Cynthia Mansfield. We've got
Elaine Brinley.
Elaine Brinley, yeah.
Pam somebody.
And Pam Waldron.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Well done. So this has got to be from the early 80s.
Yeah.
Normid meant so much to a lot of people in our area. And I'm sure most of the people in here knew somebody that worked in Normid. These were my mum's friends, and I'm still in touch with Jenny Edge. I'm not sure, I know Cin's no longer with us. I'm not sure about Elaine. Yeah.
You know, Target
Yeah.
Pits.
Yeah.
Alma Pass.
My mate I went to school with.
Alma Pass is no longer with us,
Spring
worked on
Gate, then
cigarettes.
What was his name?
Tony Swearsy.
And
Anthony
that's
Swayze.
Pat's.
Yeah, he was
He lived,
left.
he lived at the top of the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Pat's still about. Pat lives
died
in
on Everest, didn't he? Did you know that?
Wales.
Oh, Tony's... Was that his son?
Pat will come back to me.
Because the old fella.
But
You mean his dad?
Alma Pass.
You'll be the old fella. His dad.
And in 1975-76, it was the biggest ice market in the actual Europe.
Yeah.
We've got Paul Casewell,
Anthony
Debbie
Swayze.
Casewell is still together. They live over in
Live at the top on the, right by the...
Baldwin's Lock, wherever.
You know if you go.
Debbie was the
Yeah,
sign
that's
writer
close.
Yeah,
within
he lived,
Normid.
yeah, he lived there, next to that path.
And it just
On the left,
was
didn't he?
enormous.
Yeah. No. he lived
Okay,
there.
we move on to
Sister
Butley and White
lives there as well,
Star.
doesn't she?
No, I don't know.
She lives in that street.
I've got
I don't know. Not
very little information, or well, I've got 1 or 2 photographs of
Tony
Butley and White
died.
Star.
Tony died in.
As we said in the video,
1980
Butley and White Star has got so many special memories for me. I used to go up there, I used to watch them, I used to, as a teenager, there were once it moved
I'll tell you
up
about
to,
Anthony.
was it 1967?
I'll tell you about him in a minute.
1967 they moved up to Talke Pits. Every Sunday morning I would go. And I would go and watch Dabba. Dabba's here tonight.
Thanks for that.
Thanks. You told me not to say anything, didn't you? But I'd go and watch Dabba Hancock and I'd watch him take those penalties. And as daft as it sounds, that team were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. They were entertaining to watch. I mentioned in the video, I don't know if you've seen it, Dabba, but Phil Ball. I call Phil a dick to this day, but I used to go watch him because nobody got round him because he'd elbowed him. And he was a good player and he was good fun, Phil Ball was. And you got some of the Dalves and some of the other guys. Those growing up for me were the best days. What were the best days for you, Dan? What was...
You put me on the spot now, haven't you?
Well, you told me not to, so I will do.
Yeah, didn't let you.
Trace, can you give Dab a microphone?
Dave, were you playing the game at Poole Dam when Phil Bell was on the sidelines
No.
and he tackled somebody who was on the pitch?
Well.
So Dab.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell you something.
He did, yeah.
Put me on the spot here.
Who was the best manager? Who was the best manager you played for?
You're back now, aren't you? Best manager?
Best manager.
Can you?
Probably Steve Cartwright.
Steve Cartwright.
There's players in here now, Jeff Higgins over there.
Cartwright.
Remember Steve?
Remember him?
Managed football,
Steve
yeah. Big
signed
money.
it. I was
You
only
know, he was a
15.
manager of football. Well, he was on it.
Right.
Steve, yeah, you know that, yeah.
Who's the best footballer you've played with?
With?
With? Down at Butt Lane White Star.
Oh. Probably Teddy Bembo.
Teddy Bembo.
Okay.
Centre half.
Yeah.
Centre half.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you, because I know a lot of the goalkeepers at Butt Lane White Star, and I'm good.
I think you say, before you say that, Trevor Ford.
Trevor Ford.
Yeah.
Killer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, before.
And those are yours. Best memory you've got there.
Probably winning Channel Sunday Cup.
Sunday. Were you playing then, or were you?
Yeah, me and Alcock. Was lads here behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Good times though.
Yeah, good times. Yeah.
Good times.
Me and Alcock and Merton and
Yeah.
Roy Young and.
Roy Young.
Yeah.
God. Some of those things, I remember going watching, and it was just like, wow, I want to grow up to be you guys. And take a penalty like you could.
Yeah, it could.
Oh, we've got Trace.
The book where Butt Lane White Star is now, that used to be the old co-op, and John
Macbeth.
John Macbeth. He was quite high up in the co-op, as you probably know.
Yeah.
And it was through him that they managed to get the lease on the to convert the old co-op to the changing room, Butt Lane White Star. And it was, I think it was around about the time of the collapse of Talke Pits Football Club, because Talke Pits used to change in the King Well, and then walk up and play on the top pitch. But Johnny Twemlow, who was the treasurer for Talke Pits, he got his hand in the till and robbed him of all the money, and Talke Pits football team collapsed, and that's when John Macbeth and Brian Cookson and Tom Pass became involved in Butt Lane White Star, and through them Butt Lane White Star has become what it is now.
Okay. Okay.
I wonder if that was Johnny Twemlow.
The history surrounding Butt Lane White Star is just
I can't remember when he was
phenomenal. When I go through it, you know, I'm going to ask Bully here, what, and Bully's here, he's there at the back. When I've gone through the archives, the first reference I've got is 1896. Behind your trace. Is that right, 1896?
What's that for, Paul?
I think a lot of the early team, I've done some old records from the 1920s, and they were called Butt Lane Star or Butt Lane White Star at the time then. That's the only early stuff. But there was a link to Johnny Bentley. A lot of lads will know Johnny Bentley is, I think it was his granddad or his great-granddad,
Solomon and Frank, yeah.
Paddy Bentley, as lads now named Solomon. So the Bentleys were involved, and then they carried on in later years. John was manager. I didn't join Butt Lane till 2001 with Dave's dad, who I love dearly. 2001 till 2006 when we lost him. One of the greatest blokes in football in my eyes. We used to sit in his dad's kitchen talking about football. Well, Elsie, she wouldn't come in. We just talk about football for hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then were the good old days. That's why I don't have a lot to say about current years, but we're still going, and we now own the building. Where I think originally it was under Talke Pits. John Macbeth set up. I think it was something to do with Talke Pits Sports Association at one time, which I think going back to Ernie Ball, Dave will tell you. Did he have a boxing club?
Yeah, the boxing
as well.
Yeah, that's where he started his boxing. Then he went down to the village hall.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's where he started.
So it's all linked.
Yeah.
It's all linked. Butt Lane White Star's got a special place for me, and I never even played for them. I was never even good enough to play for them. But the memory's there, and I know most of those guys in this photograph. What year is this? About 90? 91?
No, it's later than that.
Yeah, it is later.
We won Sentinel.
Oh, Bally's there.
We won Sentinel Cup 91, 92.
This is
That's about 96, I would say.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would say
Dave.
so, yeah.
Dave, just give us 1 sec.
Just one quick thing, Dave. You called me Bully there, didn't you? Well, a lot of people know me. I'm Mark Casewell, but the name Bully comes from my dad. Was, if anybody knew my dad, Phil Casewell, he was a big bloke, and his nickname was Bull at times. And when I first started working at Archer Woodnuts, which was on Pit Lane, I was 15 years old, and a chap named Eric Willing worked there, and he actually said to me, "Oh, Phil's your dad, is he? Bull?" He said, "Well, I was young Bull when I was 15, and I'm 60 this year. I'm turning into Bully. I mean, my actual name is Mark. Tell you that, you just call me Bully, and people.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you, Mark, in the future. Okay. Okay. Now some cracking players there. Dabber, I think you'd agree. There's some good boys on there. The Ashtons, J-Mo. I found out today that J-Mo's still living in Talke Pits. Phil?
He lives in Target Close now, yeah.
He lives in Target Close. Wow. What a good team. King Will, anybody got any stories about King Will?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Brian, I'm sure you have.
I've got one.
What's that?
The Nezes. Anybody got stories about Nesbits? Nevits?
Are they working?
Nevits.
2 minutes, Dave.
No,
Young
can't
lady
work.
here.
Yeah, okay.
Come in.
Oh, go down to the lady. Loosely speaking. Loosely speaking. Go on, Carol.
So, when me and my friends were sort of 16, 17, we started going to Kingwell, and we somehow became the ladies' darts team. So Ruth knew that we were underage, so we'd never serve us alcohol, which we were quite, we were okay with that. But every time we played away, she'd say, "Right, girls, is it half a lager and lime all round?" And we were like, yeah. And we were pretty good, and we were really high in the league. And then every time we won away, if there was a jukebox, Ruth would always put on "We Are the Champions" in there. And then we went into the merits, and I was drawn against Margaret Hickson, who used to keep the tavern years ago. And Margaret was like big in the darts scene, but she knew my mum and dad, so she knew exactly how old I was. She thought I was going to be a walkover, but I wasn't, and I actually beat her in the merits, so could have won something. And she reported me saying I was underage. Yeah, that's a sore loser for you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Great days in the Kingwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else for Kingwell?
Yeah, Dave, let me just have a quick word.
Go on then.
Have you got a mic?
I haven't got one, have I?
Not working on it. Yeah. But I got a memory of the Kingwell when I was round about 6, which is getting back to 1962. I can remember on the left-hand side there were some steps, and I sat on the steps one day and I heard this noise coming down the village, the high street, and I wondered what it was, and then about 20 Lambrettas come along the high street and pulled on the front, and I didn't realise at the time, but I realised the mods had come to town, and there was quite a few lads, and one or two of them, I'll name one or two of them, you might know them. A lad named John Blairs, Elliot Oakes, Stan Taylor, I think his name's Stinner, Derek Crompton, and obviously Dave.
John Kane.
Yeah. And anyway, not so long ago, I was talking to a lad in a pub, and he came from Crewe, and it became like a nightclub, didn't it, for the mods. But on the right-hand side, I can remember at the time, can you remember that there were some metal steps went up to that room at the top on the right, and Ellis gave them the room as like a nightclub for the mods. And I can remember being a young kid just watching all this going on, and the girls were on the back of the scooters, and it really, impressed me.
And a Union Jack on the front, didn't they?
Yeah. And then later on, a few years later, I saw Paul and his wife coming along your only girlfriend at the time. You had one, didn't you, coming along the high street?
Yeah, I didn't go into the Kingwell. I didn't look old enough to get a pint, really, to be honest, those days.
Yeah.
But I can remember there was always a Union Jack outside, probably about be up to 10 scooters, all taking off, going down the high street.
Yeah. Was Jeff Higgins, has he gone?
No, I'm here, Brian.
You remember it, don't you, Jeff?
Yeah, people flocked to that place. You know, they come from. It wasn't just Talke Pits people who was trying to get in Nibsy's.
Yeah.
We got around that. What a great place it was, and Nibsy had a fantastic.
Yeah.
Nibsy, by the way, is Dave Nevitt, the son.
Yeah.
But he had a fantastic collection of records, soul, Motown, and it was just the place. It was just like a speakeasy. It was the place to go, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was just a few years behind him, and I couldn't fully appreciate it. But I used to watch and envy as like I say, these parades of Lambrettas cruising up and down, and just looked as though they were having the greatest time ever.
I mean, the thing is, then in the 60s, we still got all the old men in the flat caps.
Yeah,
in a group,
standing
on the street.
Yeah.
And then you got about 10 scooters all screaming down the road.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I used to live. That's where I come from, just down the road there from the King Will down Copeland Street. And my mum was born in Copeland Street, and me granddad, who I never met, Jim Whitehead. He died. He died when my mum was 12. But my uncle Jim, my granddad wouldn't let my uncle Jim drink in the same pub as him, because there's another pub in Copeland Street, Riggers pub, and that's where my granddad drank. So my uncle Jim had to go and drink in the King Will.
So, right, I've not heard about Riggers pub. So
the old Workman's Inn.
Workman's Inn.
The old one, Dave, not the new one.
Old.
Right, okay, but that was also called Riggers.
Yeah, because
okay.
William Rigby was the landlord.
Right, okay, brilliant. The amount of pubs in Talke Pits, I thought Kidsgrove were a bunch of pissheads, but Talke Pits.
Dave, I just mentioned this lady here. She said that's her dad.
That's her dad.
And our granddad. That girl with the back to you, that's her.
That's who?
That's her.
That's you?
The other one's my other sister. And then the little lad in the corner, that one.
Well, so
where's
this
that
is what I
taken?
was just sent to me.
Where was it that? Where was it taken?
84 Newcastle Road. About now.
So let's get this clear so everybody understands. Right. Where's my pointer? Have you got your pointers? No. Okay. You're going to have to stand up. Who's this lady here?
Angela. Me.
Angela, stand up. So everybody knows who you are. So this is Angela. Who's this lady?
Susan, she isn't here.
She isn't here. And this chap?
Dixie Stanley Richard, my granddad.
That's your granddad?
Yeah.
Dixie Stanley.
Dave, this lady's dad.
That's your dad?
Yes.
Wow.
That's our Auntie Barbara.
So that's Auntie Barbara.
105, she says, when he
Yes,
died.
they're quite famous because they
105.
died old.
Wow. So that's your photo. Okay. Somebody sent me that, which is good. Where was it taken?
It's Newcastle Road.
Newcastle Road.
See the old chap in front of you.
Just up from Dean's Chip Shop.
Dean's Shipping. Okay.
Before Dean's?
Okay, we've got 3-4 minutes to go. Right, I'm going to have a look at these. King William Pub. This is from, I don't know who. Oat Cake Shop, Talke Pits. Was the one?
Yeah.
Whose is that?
It was next to the co-op. It was the co-op.
Yeah.
Oat Cake Shop. And then round the corner was Dr. Doogan's surgery.
Ah, right, okay.
Just jut out of it.
Who owned that then?
I don't know.
It was Ernie Shingler.
Shingler.
From Scholar Green, yeah.
Shingler's from Scholar Green. Okay, Dr. Derby. You paid it. Dr. Derby then. Dr. Derby was he close to where the co-op was?
He was next to the oat shop. He was next to the oat cake shop.
Next to the oat cake shop.
Yeah.
Later moved across the road.
Yes, in the old chapel school room. Yeah.
He was a councillor.
He was a councillor.
Yeah. Independent, I think.
Yeah. He did actually come from Kidsgrove.
Did he?
Yeah.
Kidsgrove.
Yeah.
Coeclough Street. We've still not got photos of Coeclough Street. Got photos of Coeclough Street. Can you send them to us?
Too many.
You got one?
You got one?
I've got one of me standing right at the front now.
That's what we need.
It was about late 40s.
Late 40s. Can you send that to us? Because we can't. We've only got one or two photos of Coeclough Street. If you can send that to us, that would be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Mr. Ball, Ernie Ball. King William Pub, Carol Brooks, me and the girls with the ladies, dance, blah blah blah, you've done that. Brilliant. Christine Charlesworth, any pics of the stumps? I don't think my dad had a large shed.
That building's on that photograph of yours, isn't it?
Which?
Where she did the
stumps.
Not the stumps, though. Stumps is Spout Hollow.
Yeah, Spout Hollow.
We've got a picture of the opening, haven't we?
So where's Christine? Where's Christine? Right, okay. We have got.
Alongside of the road, I think, Canter Brian. The stumps were King Will side, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the spring was across there, and that's where my dad had that illegal business shed. Oh, sorry.
Got a picture of that, Paul.
My dad had the illegal business shed.
Oh,
fantastic.
You know that photograph of you?
You
can see it through the.
And he had like a shack next door to Springhead School, and then later they built 2 houses on it, and Bourne moved into one of 3, was it? 3. And I'd love to see a picture, because there was a stream as well that came all the way down, an actual spring, but we don't know where it came from above.
It came out the spring, the well.
The spring was at the bottom of the path, top of the path.
Pardon?
The spring was at the top of the path at the bottom, where the school
Yeah,
is.
there's the
Where the
Springhead
school
well,
passes.
you know, at the bottom, but this was the upland behind the
Okay.
shed.
What we'll do.
Road, didn't it?
He made fireplaces in there.
Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll try and find out those photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and have a look, see what we've got, and then we can sort of report back in on those. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. We bang on 10 o'clock, and I always say we finish on 10 o'clock. I'm going to ask the panellists first. Anything else from you, Paul, at this point?
Not really. No, not really. No, they were quite good.
No?
No, not really.
Ryan?
Dave, there's a lot of photographs we haven't seen, haven't there? Loads. You know, like
Yes, loads.
there is a picture showing you where Stumps is. And we haven't talked about what was down Stumps, have we? But maybe next time, eh?
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll have a next time, probably be in 6 months' time, like we're doing with the Kids Group, like we're doing with the Buck Lane. 6 months where the things we don't pick up today, we can throw in next time. So these additional photographs, the feedback from today as well, we can throw in. We've got to keep these going because of the heritage side of what we've got to protect moving forward. And I'm committed on doing that.
There's a lot more photographs we can get.
Yeah, there's loads of photos. Phil?
No, I think we've covered quite a lot. I think you said you're going to do the schools, which will be interesting, but I think we've done top and bottom of Talke Pits in 2 or 3 hours. Really good job.
Yeah. We could have done a lot more, but we said we'd always keep it to this. If you hear, the one thing to take away, if you hear anybody talking about the Kids Grove Heritage Gallery project, that started in this room with these guys and a lot of these guys who are here today. You know, I'm looking at Moira, and you've been to every single one. What we've got to do is try and protect that. So when you see it on Facebook, when you see it on Kids Grow Past and Pictures, just give it a like. We're applying for £100,000 to protect our heritage. So all I can ask is please support us. I'm not asking for any money. I'm just asking for a tick in the box to say, I like it. I want to do something for us. Otherwise, some of us here aren't going to be here in 20, 30 years, and our kids or grandkids or great-grandkids are not going to be able to see some of the shit we all went through, if I'm honest. But anybody else for any more before we finish? If he's banged on. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to the panellists, to Paul, to Brian, to Phil. We've spoke over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks just talking about ideas. It's got to be natural. We've said it's got to be natural. Big thanks to Tracy at the back there, who keeps me in order. He's taking your money. All the money goes to the Heritage Project. And Sue from the council is here. Sue, the assistant clerk at the council, is here. But thanks to all of you. Thanks to the guys, the filming guys, the Pritchard brothers, who this will be going out live, and we'll basically protect it. We'll put it on YouTube so you can look back and watch it. But the biggest thank you is to you guys. So thank you very, very, very much indeed.
Guys, just before we close, I know everybody, all the guys put a lot of work in, but this guy here does a shed load of work. So can we give Dave a round of applause?
Thanks, Dave, for all the hard work that you put into everything, your passion, and you still keep on doing it. All the hard work every day that you put into this. Thank you.
It's your round. Annie, before you go, and everybody's going to go now, but talk to me about Bobby Price, the copy. This is the last one, Trace. Can we take the mic down? This is the last one, because Annie said...
Of course he's got to be out.
We've got to mention Bobby Price, the Bobby. And then we go. Everybody goes.
Talke Pits? Yeah, remember him? Yeah. Then there was the other one after that.
Come on, Anne. Is it Anne or Annie? Annie? Come on, then.
Won't be letting you do it all. When I was growing up, was Bobby Price. He always walked around the village regularly. He was immaculately dressed. He was terribly smart and very quiet. And he knew everybody. And there was never any serious problems went on in the village because everybody respected him because he just gave that sort of feeling that if you didn't toe the line, you know, it could be, you don't know where you're going to end up. But my brother, who was quite mischievous, he used to say if he caught you up to anything, he had like a little shoulder cape that rolled up and kept under the thing on his shoulder. He said, and he'd sneak up on us and he'd take out this cape and whack you at the back of the knees, he said. And it was really painful. But if you were really naughty, you'd go to your parents.
No, thank you, Annie. Thanks for everything you've done over the last 2 or 3 months, and you, darling. But thanks to everybody. Hopefully see you in about 6 months' time with a follow-up to this. I hope you come and support it. It is for a good cause. Safe journey home, everybody. Safe journey home. But the bar's open for another couple of hours if you want to stay here and reminisce. Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree. And we stole your daddy's last bottle of gin. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back, so take me back to the good old days. Looking back from here, I can see that we were blind to the burdens we would shoulder and the struggles we would find. But growing made us strong as strong can be. Those were the times,